So Blade has been out for almost a week now in Honkai Star Rail, and today I want to just look at who I think is going to be some really good options to run on a team with him. I know there's probably a good amount of people who have pulled Blade and are wondering what kind of characters would work well with him, who they should have on their team with him. So today I'm going to go over what I think are the best options for Blade's team, as well as some other alternatives, because I do think that his best options are all 5 stars for his allies, so I do have some other 4-star options I'll talk about later in the video as well. But if you enjoy this kind of content for Honkai Star Rail and want to see more, definitely be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. So, starting out here, I'm kind of sorting this into separate roles for the team, and I'm going to give the best options first, and then I'm going to go into some alternative options as well. So, firstly, this is more so like a niche sort of thing that just works well with Blade. I think Welt is going to be a very strong character with Blade, not just because of Welt's ability to deal with multiple enemies, but also his ability to slow down those enemies with his skill and then delaying their action with his ultimate. And it's going to be helpful for Blade because if the enemies are moving later, Blade will have more opportunities to attack while the enemies are still waiting for their turn to attack, which is going to be super nice, so you're going to be able to get through some fights a bit faster with that, and I think that's overall going to be really helpful for Blade. And as I've said previously, Welt just kind of has the niche for slowing down enemies' actions even more than any of the other imaginary characters with the imaginary weakness effect. But yeah, because of that, he's going to make Blade perform a lot better. Even though he's not supporting him directly, he is still slowing those enemies down, which gives you more chances to attack with Blade. Then, going into support characters, I do think that both Bronya and Silverwolf are incredible support options for what they do. If you don't have Welt, you can honestly run both of them, and that'll be a pretty good team. If you have both of them, I am fortunate enough to have both of them, which is nice. But they do support Blade very differently, which is why you can run both of them. So for Bronya, with her skill and then her ultimate, she's really able to just boost Blade's damage output, since her skill will advance his action forward, so he'll be able to attack again, as well as increasing his damage. Then with her ultimate, she's able to increase the attack and crit damage of the entire party. So pairing those two together is really going to make Blade do a lot more damage, and just giving him more opportunities to attack as well, which I think is very huge for him. So yeah, he's definitely going to perform very well with Bronya on the team. Then with Silverwolf, since she is Nihility, she's more so going to be focused on debuffing the enemy, and her, speed debuffs, the defense debuffs for the enemies is going to work out really well for Blade, just so he can do some more damage, and also her skill allowing her to change enemy weaknesses, add on a new weakness. If an enemy is not weak to the wind element, Silverwolf will have that chance to add it depending on your other team members and what the enemy's weaknesses are. So getting that wind weakness can definitely be helpful, since Blade will be outputting a good amount of attacks with he'll have his enhanced basic attack, his ultimate, his follow-up attack. So he has a whole bunch of ways he can apply wind damage, and Silverwolf being able to add that weakness is going to help out a lot for Blade to be even more effective than he already is. Then, for the best healer, it is very clearly Luocha. Now, I did make a video yesterday going over this duo more in depth, but Luocha's passive healing really just makes Blade a lot more sustainable. Because, sure, Blade does have some parts of his kit that give him some of the HP back that he lost, but once you get to harder content, like Memory of Chaos stages, that's not going to be enough realistically. You're going to be getting hit, and you're going to want to be able to sustain yourself while you're continuing to sacrifice your HP. So because Luocha can passively heal with the Abyss Field, and also by passively activating his skill every 2 turns, he is going to be really good with Blade. So yeah, I think probably the best 2 teams for Blade are either going to be Blade, Welt, Bronya, and Luocha, or Blade, Bronya, Silverwolf, and Luocha. I think both of those comps are going to be Blade's best teams for right now in 1.2. But now, because I understand, as I said, not everyone's going to have all of these, 5 stars. And I know not everyone might have Luocha, for instance. Like, I didn't pull for Luocha. Some people might not pull for Silver Wolf, and then, you know, Bronya and Welt being standard banner 5 stars. You might have them, you might not have them. But there are other options that can fill the sort of roles that I mentioned here. So for Welt, I didn't really add anything here for a sub DPS or like support hybrid like he is, because he gives a very specific niche of, you know, as I said, being able to decrease the enemy's speed, delay their actions, and no other unit does it like him. So I don't have another character in that sort of like spot. But if you did want a sub DPS, a character like Serval could work pretty well for that kind of role. Then if we get to other support characters now, so starting out here, I have 3 Harmony characters, which would be a similar role to Bronya, but in different ways. We have Asta, Tingyun, and Yukong. So Asta will be really good because of it's sort of like the opposite effect of Welt, where instead of delaying the enemy's action, you're actually increasing the speed of your allies. So she's going to give Blade more opportunities to attack before the enemies do their attacks, which is going to be really nice, so you can get more damage off. So pretty much same end result as well, just in a different way for Asta, and then not having nearly as much damage. Then for Tingyun and Yukong, their kits do work differently, but they do have kind of similar gains for Blade. They're both going to be able to increase his damage output overall, which is going to be very nice. Tingyun will increase the damage by having her skill be active on Blade, plus with her ult giving Blade half of his energy back as well as a damage increase. Whereas Yukong's Roaring Bowstrings will boost Blade's damage as well, and then with her ultimate, with Roaring Bowstrings active, she'll be able to boost his crit rate and crit damage, so he'll be getting a huge boost for that as well. So all in all, those 3 are definitely very good 4-star options, especially Yukong being free for all players. So, you know, if you haven't claimed your free Yukong yet, definitely do so, because it's going to be really good to have her with Blade, and really just, she works in a lot of teams for sure. And I do think that, you know, while they're all, you know, very valuable for this team, I do think Bronya just being able to advance Blade's action forward and give him more attacks, I think that is a bit more valuable. And also that advance forward also having cleanse is also just really nice for keeping Blade as healthy as we can keep him, so he can reduce those his HP even more. Then for Nihility, kind of the Silver Wolf position, the main Nihility that's going to work well here is Pela, because Pela is able to remove enemy buffs as well as decrease the enemy's defense, which is really nice. You can just do more damage with Blade. Now, yeah, she's not as good as Silver Wolf because she doesn't also have the attack reduction and speed reduction debuffs, but, you know, it is something. And then, for whatever reason, if you want to have even more survivability, or you just don't want to run a healer, you can run any of the preservation characters in the game right now, which are Gepard, March 7th, and the Fire MC. All of them, you know, have pretty similar roles here, although the Fire MC does have the taunt, which is super nice. And overall, this having a shielder could be nice. You know, it's more so a playstyle thing. If you want to have even more survivability, you can run them, but, you know, it's not really as required for Blade to start doing even better. They're more so just to, like, support his HP sacrifice. Then lastly, for the other healer options, we have Bailu and Natasha. And while these 2 are very good, you know, they are the only other 2 healers in the game right now, prior to 1.3 when we're going to get links. Their healing just isn't at the same level as Luocha's, and while Natasha does have continuous healing under certain conditions with her healing, she's not putting out nearly as much as Luocha is. So Luocha's just going to be able to sustain Blade way better than either of these 2. But if you don't have Luocha, which I'm sure there's plenty of players out there who want Blade but end up not pulling Luocha for whatever reason, you'll still be able to do just fine with Natasha and Bailu for healing to sustain yourself. So, yeah, those are the main options that I think will be great with Blade. I do think Blade is a very strong damage dealer, especially if you like that, you know, HP playstyle and you're able to, like, play around with it. But, yeah, let me know what you all think of these team options in the comments down below. With that, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, remember to leave a like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. But with that, I will see you all next time.